Hey, what's up? My name is Tyson Brown and I want to welcome you to Tyson's Fitness Tips podcast. This is Australia's top health and fitness podcast to help you lose weight, look good with your shirt off, feel confident in your body, and finally achieve the goals you want with your health and fitness. So 5 days a week, I'm going to be giving you top information from myself and also from leading experts in the field so you know everything you need to do to get in the best shape of your life. From nutrition to mindset to workout, everything is covered in this podcast and you need to go nowhere else. So like I said, it's going to be 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, in your ears with quick, actionable segments that you can implement straight away, because the most important thing is that you can put these things into play. Also, if you listen all the way to the end of the episode, you're going to get 2 special gifts that you can download upon listening to it. So make sure you listen all the way to the end to get those free gifts, okay? So let's get into the episode. What's going on? Monday morning, so you know what that means. We're back into doing Tyson's 10-minute tips. And today's question, well, 10-minute tips, 10-minute questions, it's just basically, my weekly segment. Anyways, today's question is going to come from someone who asked me about coffee. And he said, look, Tyson, I saw you doing a coffee detox. Is coffee really that bad for you? And it's so annoying that there is still so much stigma out there against coffee, against caffeine. There are so many myths out there that I want to talk about busting, and I might do a separate episode, or I might run through it today, but coffee in itself is not bad for you. Coffee is very, very beneficial, actually. There are a lot of benefits that come from caffeine, such as having a good workout, feeling good, having energy. If you have lack of sleep and you have the caffeine, you're gonna feel more awake, more alert. There's antioxidants in coffees. People who drink coffee have been shown to live longer. That's right. And so I don't know where this stigma actually comes from, or this myth that coffee's bad for you and it's going to, it could kill you, it's a carcinogen, it's any of those things. All that stuff has been disproven. And they show that regular coffee drinkers, about 1 to 3 a day, are shown to improve their longevity, decrease their risk of Alzheimer's, decrease their risk of degenerative diseases, liver function is improved. There's a lot of benefits out there. I don't have the list with me, so I don't want to start rattling off stats that probably aren't true. But coffee is good for you, and if you enjoy it and you enjoy drinking it, then have it. But here's the problem: it's not the coffee; it's what you're having inside the coffee. It's the milk. It's the Choco Mocha Latte Grande, whatever the fuck those things are. It's all those extra stuff that goes in the coffee because you're adding more calories. And if you're having caffeine with sugar, it's faster absorbing, right? And when your body quickly absorbs that, that's gonna spike your blood sugar, which you don't want. So if you're gonna drink coffee, first of all, drink it black if you can. Now, I know not everyone can drink it black, so what can you do? You can add some natural sweetener, you can add a touch of milk, you can add almond milk, nut milk, normal milk, whatever you want, but have a little bit, don't have a lot. So have 30 mils versus 125 or 300 mils, because what that's going to do is that's going to change the calorie content while still allowing you to have the coffee you want. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to give up coffee, okay? If you don't want to give it up, you don't have to. So here, I'm actually telling you why you shouldn't give it up. But here's another thing. When it comes to coffee and having your Mocha Loco Grandes and shit like that, because you're adding so many calories to it, and if you're trying to lose weight, it's very, very hard to do that, especially when you're drinking your calories. So if you can eliminate that by simply saying, okay, instead of doing Mocha Loco Grande, I'm gonna have a little bit of, I don't know if that's a thing, Mocha Loco Grande, but I'm saying it anyways. If you're gonna have a touch of milk as opposed to a whole bunch of milk, then that's a really good option for you to choose from. So that's the first thing when it comes to coffee that I want to talk about. Now, the second thing, the question that I got asked is Tyson, you're doing a detox, is coffee actually bad for me? And the reason I'm doing a, let's say, quote unquote detox from coffee is just because I drank way too much. Leading up to my photo shoot, I was drinking, I would say probably about 400 to 500 milligrams of caffeine a day. And that's not just from coffee. That's from pre-workouts, that was from fat burners, things that I needed to keep me going during the day because I was cutting such hard on my calories. I just needed coffee all the time. And I was just having double shots. I was having large long blacks. I was having whatever I could just to get my coffee fix because I needed that energy and that caffeine. So I was like, you know what? I've been drinking way too much. My tolerance is too high. And what happens when you have a high tolerance? Well, You have to have more to get the same effect, first of all. Number two, it's gonna start affecting your sleep, because if you need a higher tolerance and you have to start taking more and more, it takes longer for the system to clear out. And if it takes longer, guess what that's gonna do? It means that you have got to, if it's taking longer to clear out from the system and you've got to try, your body's got to try and process that, what's going to happen is that you're going to not be able to sleep properly. So when you start having too much caffeine and it affects your jitteriness, it affects your mood, it affects your sleep, it's going to fucking ruin everything, okay? And I knew I was at that point, and I'm like, you know what? I just need the week without coffee. I just need to see how I go. And so this week, it's Monday, it's the first day. I'll see how I go. But even if I reduce my caffeine amount from going from 600 milligrams to 100 milligrams, that's an awesome thing. So I'm still letting myself get away with one shot if I need it, only if I need it though. Now, this is the only reason I'm detoxing from it. There is no other reason I'm detoxing from coffee. If I had the option, I would still drink it every day, but I don't get the same kick out of one cup of coffee. And I don't want to be spending more money on coffee. I don't want to be putting that much on my body, because I can now feel it affecting my sleep. I can now feel like I get jittery and I get angry if I don't have that much caffeine. So I'm like, I need to be able to cut it out of my body. And it's as simple as that. I'm just going a week without caffeine, because what this actually does is you have these things called adenosine receptors in your head. I don't want to get too much into it, but you have these things called adenosine receptors in your head. And what happens is the more and more caffeine you have, the less adenosine that is produced. And so what's going to happen is that the more adenosine is produced. So what you need to do is you need to reduce the caffeine consumption so there's less adenosine, so which means that's when you have caffeine again, your body's going to get a bigger hit from it. So instead of needing 300 milligrams of caffeine, you have 100 milligrams of caffeine and you get the exact same hit. So it's cheaper, it's going to help you sleep better, and it's just going to help you kind of reset back to normal, which is what I'm doing at the moment. So apart from that though, coffee is not bad for you. If you're drinking it with Mocha Loca Grandes, you need to cut that shit out. If you're drinking it too close to bed and you find it affecting your sleep, then I would suggest you cut it out. Now, it all depends on the person, because some people, they're faster metabolizers of caffeine, and if you're a faster metabolizer, which I'm super jealous of because I'm not a faster metabolizer, but if you are a faster metabolizer and you find it easier to be able to have coffee closer to bed, then you can go for it. But if you're someone like me who's a slow metabolizer, if you have it after like 1 or 2 o'clock and you know you're not going to be sleeping, then there's your answer. And for me, because I'm a slow metabolizer, I know I need to take this time just to kind of cut it out and see how I go. So how I'm going to go about it? Well, I'm replacing the bad habit with decaf. Still tastes, I got a good taste in decaf actually. So it still tastes alright. I'm having a little bit of milk in it, because like, it's also the habit too. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you might have your coffee first thing in the morning, you say, I need my coffee. Well, it's just that habit that you've got in your brain, then your head that does it every single morning. So for me, I had that habit of having that coffee every morning. So what I've got instead is I've replaced whenever I have a coffee with a sweetened beverage, right? So I've got a Diet Coke, I've got decaf coffee with a little bit of skim milk. What else have I got? Decaf coffee, Diet Coke, apple cider vinegar. Like, it's kind of like I just want something to taste in my mouth as opposed to just always drinking water. So I just made those simple swaps. And that's how you can do it too. If you feel like you need to do a little bit of a caffeine cup, but you're not sure how to go about it, you just try and swap out that habit and add different drinks. Because at the end of the day, the habit's there for a reason. If you try and completely stop that, your body's going to be freaking out like, what the hell's going on here? I'm supposed to have this habit. So that's why you need to focus on making sure instead that you're going to go, okay, you know what? Instead of completely cutting it out, I'm going to swap this habit for a better habit, because when you swap a habit, it's easy to change as opposed to completely cutting it out fully. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. I'm kind of talking to myself, but you need to be like, oh yeah, it makes sense. And if it doesn't, make sure you send me a message and let me know and say, Tyson, I had no idea what you were talking about, changing the habit versus cutting a habit. So I might actually do a whole podcast on that one too. So what are we talking about? Coffee's not bad for you. Cut out the coffee mocha latte grande, whatever they're called. If you're going to do a detox, make sure you swap it around like I am. You don't necessarily need a detox if you don't feel like you're drinking too much. And honestly, there's not too much. Like, if you can tolerate 3 cups of coffee a day and you feel happy on 3 cups of coffee a day, but you hear people say that you shouldn't be, like, fuck those people. Don't listen to them. Do what you've got to do. If you enjoy 3 cups of coffee a day, it makes you feel good, it's having no negative impact on you, you're not over-consuming calories from like all the flat whites and stuff like that, then it doesn't matter. You're simply getting something you enjoy, it's making you happy, and you're getting where you want to go. So don't stress about that, okay? Because all these myths, they really need to be busted, because there's so much shit out there about how coffee's bad for you, and you know, you're gonna die from its carcinogen, and to be honest, not even true. So there you go, Mr. Brown busting those bullshit myths, because I love coffee. And honestly, if it was bad for me, I would be like, okay, fine, I've obviously got to make a choice as to whether I'm going to have it or whether I'm not going to have it. But the science shows that it's not bad for you, so who cares, right? So guys, that's the video, that's the podcast, that's everything I always cover. I like going over these little topics because it helps me cover it, but also it helps me answer your questions and know what you're asking for at the moment. So if you have any more fitness questions, make sure to comment down below and make sure to ask. And don't forget, you can get a whole bunch of free stuff that I'm giving away at the moment. You can go to tysonbrown.com/IF for a free intermittent fasting guide. You can go to tysonbrown.com.au/20 recipes to get 20 high protein recipes. Or you can go to tysonbrown.com.au/bundles and get the bundle of intermittent fasting guide, recipes, and workout routines to help you get in the best shape for 2019. Alright, so click on the link below or go there, and I'll speak to you in the next episode. See you later. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate it. So now you've listened all the way to the end. That means you get some free goodies. So what you can do is you've got two different options, or you can take them both. I've got an intermittent fasting cheat sheet and a high protein 20 recipe meal guide designed specifically for you in your situation. These meal plans and this intermittent fasting guide is designed to help you burn stubborn belly fat and get in the best shape of your life. So all you have to do is go to the show notes, click on the download link, and they'll get sent straight to your email address. It's as simple as that. They're completely free. They're gonna help you transform your body. So go to the show notes now and download your free guides, and I'll speak to you in the next episode.